Alright, so finally I am going to be doing my Ghoul School Q&A. Yeah, finally going to do it. And, yeah, as always, if I did not answer someone's question, that usually means YouTube was being a dick, so I do apologize in advance for that. Anyway, so, let's get right into it, shall we? Starting with Wolfman the Impaler, who asks, alright, what is the most disturbing piece of fan art of the Ghoul School you found? Keep in mind that they're monster girls, and one of the villains is a monster with vine tentacles. You're very welcome for that mental image. Thanks, Wolfman, but I haven't really gone up that alley, so yeah, haha, joke's on you. Haven't found anything weird. Joke's on you. Anyway, so second question. If they did make a series, would you be cool with some fathers being villains on occasion, like Dracula trying to convince Sibylla to taking his place as ruler of the night, or maybe having Dr. Frankenstein try to experiment on Elsa? Yeah, I think it would be cool if they did if some of the girls' parents have less than beyond good relations with their fathers. I think that would be a very cool addition to the series in and of itself. I think that would be a very cool way to kind of expand it further. Like, of course, Dracula isn't really the nicest of guys, and hell, I think would be cool is that Sibylla's mother, like biological mother, I think it would be cool if Sibylla's biological mother was really Mina Harker. Yeah, basically make her. Well, she was a vampire at one point. You could say that she never really got over being vampire. She in the book where she said she was cured, she never really was cured in real life, and yeah. So you could really say that Mina was still a vampire, before giving birth to Sibylla, and boom. And that kind of leads to some friction in the family. Dr. Frankenstein would be cool as the grandfather of Elsa, and also, trying to figure out how the hell was she put together, and go about it all the wrong way. So yeah, thank you for that question. Third question is, I know that this question might be already asked, but if you were to add a character to the cast, whose daughter would you make her, and how would you make her parent, i.e. having their daughter Creature of the Black Lagoon, or making it... Oh, okay, basically asking, if I were to introduce new characters to a series, if they did a series, what would they be? Okay, actually I have two characters, really, two characters in mind for that sort of thing. The first being... a descendant of Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. Yeah, a direct descendant to Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde, where this girl is, she's very brainy, very antisocial, and likes to get, schoolwork done. She's very punctual, but when she becomes Hyde, she literally becomes the stereotypical sorority girl. So, absolutely, that would be this descendant of Jekyll and Hyde would be one. The other is a actual ghoul from, I'd actually make this other character a ghoul from Arabic mythology, where they don't really drink blood, they actually need to eat corpses to survive. So, yeah, this girl would have, freeze-dried body parts to consume, and I'd have it that she needs to eat dead stuff, she needs to eat dead flesh so her body won't rot away. And, give her the other powers that the ghouls have, like able to turn into, a sandstorm, or a jackal or something of that nature. I think that would be another cool idea as well. So, yeah, those two right there. Yeah, descendant of Jekyll and Hyde and an actual ghoul. Anyway, so, thank you for those questions. Wolfman, moving on now to Major Badass, who asks, what monsters would you like to see have... Well, kind of already answered that one. Sorry, Major. Second question, how would you feel if you had to spend the night at the Ghoul School, but the girls were older? They were, older? I guess it'd be like going, hey, Phantasma, how you doing? I'm terrible. Third question, what would the Ghoul School, the girls, think of the Monster High girls? I think they would look at each other and be like, yay, new friends, because they wouldn't be like, oh, you're a ripoff or whatever. I think they would be like, oh, yay, new friends. So, that's how I kind of see it going down. Anyway, Thank you for those questions, Major. Moving on to King Nazaru, who asks, do you think that the Ghoul School girls would befriend the Rosario Vampire Gang manga version post-defeating Dracula? Yeah, sure. I think they would become friends with them, of Skune being, on par with Dracula's power. Okay, I think there would be a lot of fun there. Like, oh, this guy became a vampire. Okay, and you've got this weird personality thing. Oh, this sounds like fun. Yeah, they wouldn't be scared at all. They would be like, oh, yay, this is fun. Anyway. Okay, second question. If Tylee, from the version of the fanfiction where she became a Sith Lord, visited the school, how do you think she would teach them? See, here's the thing. I just can't picture Tylee as a Sith Lord. I just can't picture her with Sith stuff in her because she's so bubbly and happy. Jedi, yeah. Sith, no. Like, I just can't imagine her running the Empire. Or being part of the Sith Empire. But yeah, her teaching them anything, I think it would be, if anything, she'd be teaching them how to be, her acrobatics, I guess. So anyway, third question. How would the girls react to being taught by Ichabod Crane from Sleepy Hollow, from the Sleepy Hollow show, and vice versa? I think Ichabod would be like, I haven't had students in years, let alone students descended from monsters. This shall be an interesting experience. That would literally how it would go. Anyway, alright, thank you for those questions, Nazaru. Moving on now to Darth Venom, who asks, what would happen if Harry Potter, John Constantine, Ghost Rider, Blade, Jack Skellington, Scully and Mulder, Dante, and the Bat family went to the Ghoul School? Alright, I don't really read a lot of Harry Potter, but magic would be, another thing to them. Constantine would be, I think he would understand that these girls aren't really evil. They just have they have dark backgrounds, but they're not really evil themselves. Same with Ghost Rider and Blade. They would be like, oh, you guys aren't really you guys may be monsters, but you're not really bad guys. Okay. Jack would be absolutely through the roofs of seeing all these kids and be like, oh, how wonderful, a new generation of ghouls to carry on up my torch and whatever. Mulder and Sully and Mike. Oh, Sully and Mike. I thought you said Mulder and Scully. Oh my god, how did I get that mixed up? But yeah, Sully and Mike from Monsters Inc. Okay. I think they would think, oh, young monsters, more competition in the future. Dante would be like, none of you girls are my age. I'm outie. And the Bat family would just be like, monsters. As long as they're not killing people, we're cool. Okay, thank you for that question. Alright, second question. What would happen if the Addams family crossed over with Scooby-Doo and the Ghoul School? And that would be a lot of fun. Didn't the Scooby and the gang meet the Addams family once in, new Scooby-Doo movies? I think they... excuse me. I think they did, honestly. But if you did Addams Family with Ghoul School, honestly, excuse me, I think it would, Wednesday would be accepted into the school. Yeah, Wednesday would definitely be accepted into the school. Alright, third question. How bad would it be if the Ghoul School was being controlled by the Sith? We'd have monsters with Sith powers. That's like a level 10 bad. That is a level 10 bad here, people. That just don't fly. That ain't good. Alright. Thank you for those questions, Darth Venom. Moving on now to Carlotta Studios, who asks, first question is, what would happen if Elsa Frankenteen and Elsa from Frozen met? Basically, you asked that question because you literally said because they both have the same name. All right. I guess it would just be like, we have the same name. That's something. Now make ice stuff so I can sled down it. Yay. Anyway. So, second question. What would happen if the Stormhawks met Ghoul School on a whole? Finn would try to hit on them until he realized, oh, you guys are really young, never mind. And Radar and Matches would be constantly at each other's throat. Yeah, those two would just be constantly trying to kill each other. Like, they would be pulling all these... It would be like watching Tom and Jerry all over again, Carlotta. It would... With Radar and Matches going at each other, they would definitely be like Tom and Jerry, just a little more violent. Alright, and your third question is, what is your favorite moment from the movie and why? Favorite moment from the movie is, I guess, when all the parents show up. That's an interesting scene when all the monsters show up, when all the fathers show up. I think that's pretty cool. Alright, so thinking of those questions, Carlotta. Moving on now to Ira Sutton, who asks, if the students from Ghoul School, say, took a field trip to Canterlot High, what would the students there, Twilight, Applejack, Rarity, Rainbow, Dash, Fluttershy, Pinkie Pie, Sunshit, Shimmer, and Trixie, think of them? Interesting that you put Trixie in that little group, and Twilight's... Well, the Twilight of that universe hasn't really met them yet, so I guess it would... Twilight... Well, I don't know. I think it would be a lot of fun to see them kind of interact, like, seeing Winnie and Applejack encounter one another. That would be hilarious. Fanty and Pinkie Pie, that walls will, fourth walls will be shattered with that. Yeah, Fanty and Pinkie Pie should not be left in a room together. There will be fourth walls broken everywhere. Okay, second question. If you had kids of your own, would you feel comfortable taking them to summer camp knowing that the kids of the Ghoul School were going there as well? That's an odd one, but yeah, I'd be fine. They're not really evil monsters, so yeah, I mean, I have no kids of my own, so I don't know how to really answer this one, but I guess, yeah, because they're not really evil monsters. So, yeah, I guess that's my answer right there. Alright, third question. Did you ever have a crush on any of the girls from the school in your childhood? I wouldn't say that I did, but I just, I'm not really that kind of guy who's just like, animated characters, they're so hot. I've never been really that guy. But if I was to, say it would be one, it would be, in my younger years, I'd be like, as I said earlier, hey, Fanty, how you doing? What are you looking at? In the words of Peter Griffin, what are you looking at? It's a cartoon. Anyway. So thank you for those questions. Moving on to Athavan Rajigsam. I always butcher that name, and I'm sorry. But Athavan asks, how do you think of the members of the Hellsing Organization would act if they became teachers at the school, and what classes do you think they would teach? Well, I think Alucard would teach art. He seems like an artful kind of person. And I can only imagine his definition of abstract. Have you seen it? Yeah, him as the art teacher. Integra would teach, I don't know, etiquette? God, that would be a horrible class to have with her. And, Saris would be Jim? Yeah, Saris would be Jim, and Walter would just be doing custodial work. And I guess Pip would be in charge. Yeah, Pip would be in charge of something along the lines of I don't know, he would be the gym teacher, and I guess Saris would be, maybe history? I don't know. Anyway, second question. Alexander Anderson from Hellsing enters the school one night where the teachers, students, and parents are all there. How does this turn out, and are there survivors? Yeah, I think with all the monsters there, I think Anderson would just get overwhelmed and they would all just tear him to pieces while Anderson's just shouting, "Choke on it! Choke on it!" Yeah, so he would just be ripped apart and torn up, and just, while he's screaming "choke on it," a la Day of the Dead. Anyway, so, moving on to Andre Partridge, who asks, how would the girls react to these characters? The Crystal Gems, the Powerpuff Girls, the Sailor Scouts, the Main Six, the Teen Titans, original version, the TMT, and Alucard. Kind of already answered Main Six and Alucard, so gonna move on from that. The Crystal Gems, I think the gems would just be like, what